Hello, my name is Phillip Brown. I'm a member of the Magnolia Woodturners. We meet at the Mississippi Ag Museum the third Saturday of each month, and you can find us on Facebook or on our website at Magnolia Woodturners. Today I'm going to turn a snowman, a Christmas ornament snowman, a little hanging snowman, and this is what it's going to look like. It's made out of wood and turned on a lathe. I start out with a block of wood, square, like this, and I'll end up with a snowman. So let's get started. First thing we do is we practice safety when we do our wood turning, so I'm going to wear a face shield, so that's what you'll see on my head here. We mount this on the lathe, what we call between centers, and tighten that down, and the first thing I'm going to do is take and turn this square. So I'm turning the lathe on, and we call this a roughing gouge. So what I'll do is I'll make this round. This tool cuts the corners off that square piece of wood, so I end up with a round piece. You can go either direction. And stop the lathe a minute. You can see it's now round. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the hat, because all snowmen wear a top hat. This tool is called a skew, and it will cut, let me cut the headband. I'm just marking off the distance for the hat, rather, not the headband but the hat, and take this and come in and shape it into a top hat. You start to see the shape take place here. And then I'll give the top of it just a little bit of a round appearance. And then I'm going to make a little groove right here, because the snowman, top hats normally have a band. We use this piece of piano wire here with these handles, and the friction and spinning of the lathe will burn a line that will become the hat band. Makes it nice black ring there. Next thing I'm going to do is turn the bill of the hat. So I'm just going to smooth this a little bit more right here. And we'll make it about so thick there. And then we're going to do his face. So make his face about so big. And I'm going to come in and I'll start rounding off to make the snowman's head. You can start to see it take shape here. Get rid of some of this wood up here. Smooth up the hat band a little bit more. And I'm also going to round off his shoulders a little bit here to give me a little more room to work on his face, his head. So I'll continue rounding his head. Just bring it on around here. And then kind of round it off a little bit here. Okay, then bring this in a little bit more here. Get the bottom of his head a little bit better. Each one I make is unique, a little bit different than the next one because they are all handmade, so no two are exactly alike. Okay, now I'll do his body. I'll use this as also a skew. It's just a little bit bigger than the other one because I'm taking more wood off, going a little bit further down here. So I'll just start rounding this down to get the taper for the bottom of his body. This particular wood I'm using is ash. It's pretty hard wood. It cuts pretty well, but it is hard. I just keep tapering this down. We call this a snowman ornament or an icicle ornament because it's kind of shaped like a little bit of an icicle that would hang when it's really cold out. We don't get too much of that here in Mississippi. Just do a little bit of a design feature down here on the end before I cut it off in a minute. Let's bring it down a little bit more here. Well, that one, it's going to be a little bit skinnier now. Smooth this up a little bit. Alright, and then I'll do what we call part this off as soon as I clean up the hat a little bit there. Okay, so now then I'll just bring the skew in here and cut this off, and in a second here it's going to pop off, so I'll turn around and catch it with my hand, and then once I'm done I can use a little piece of sandpaper to get rid of that little bitty piece of wood that's going to be left on the end. And there we go. So that can be cleaned up with a little bit of sandpaper, and the hat band could be cleaned up a little bit with some sandpaper also. So eventually I will, like I have on these, I'll screw a little bitty eye in there and attach a hanger to hang it on the branches of the tree. But first we need to give him a face. This is called puff paint, 3D fabric paint. You can get it at Hobby Lobby, and this will give him his eyes. So we'll go one eye, two, then we'll give him his mouth, and then we'll give him some buttons on the front, just like a snowman would have. But we also need a carrot for his nose. So this is also that fabric paint. This has a little body to it, so I can just kind of squeeze it out and give him a little bit of a carrot nose there. And then I just set them aside and let it dry. Alright, a little bit soft on the nose there. You're drooping a little bit there. There we go. But if I set it down, face down like that, and let it dry, it'll be just right. So let me set this one aside and we'll do another one. So I've got another block of wood here, and we'll just do the same thing we just did. Just go through the process again, let you see how it's done. Again, I'm starting out square piece of wood, actually rectangular I guess if you look at it from the side. The end is square. Put it in here between, And this is the drive center. It helps turn the wood. And this is called a live center. As you can see, this part spins, this part stays stationary. So I'll start again with my roughing gouge. Make it round. Today lathes are used for a lot of different things. A lot of hobbyists use them, which is what I am. I just use this as a hobby. There used to be people that did it full time, make a living doing it, turning various things. If you look around you, used to make a lot of bowls, plates, actually cups were made on a lathe. Just about anything that was round years ago. Before we had electricity, they had different methods of powering the lathe. Some of them were driven by a belt, or excuse me, a bow that they would move back and forth, or a string to get it to go back and forth to turn it. But if you look at some of the old houses, some of the old antebellum houses and stuff, the old Civil War style, the big columns out on front, a lot of those were turned on a very, very big lathe. So they're actually pretty huge lathe, and that's how they would make those columns. Pretty impressive turning something that big. Telephone poles were done on a huge lathe at one time. They all industrialized, now all mechanized and automated, but you know, they had to be turned from trees to get round. So there's a lot of different things that a lathe was used for. There's still a lot of people that like to make bowls on the lathe that you can actually use for salads or whatever. There we go, burning the hat band again. Alright, now I'm going to do the bill of the hat. The brim. Kind of mark it off there where I want it, how thick I want it. Mark his face off, his head. Make this one a little bit bigger. Cut down in there, give me some room to turn. So then I'll just kind of, again, start rounding his face, his head. Kind of get the shape I want. Come up here on the shoulder again. There we go, cut down in there. Again, like I said, beginning, we meet at the Ag Museum, normally the third Saturday of each month. Right now, because of the virus situation, we are not meeting. We're doing online, and you're welcome to check out our, like I said, our Facebook page or our website to get some more information. Because we are still meeting, we do it via Zoom usually, and we have different people do demonstrations to show how to do various things and learn how to use it. The lathe, we have all kinds of experience levels between the people in our club, from brand new turners that are just starting out to people that are really professionals and can really make some really nice things that they take to shows and have in art galleries and exhibits. Alright, now I'm going to turn down the body again. Keep going back and forth here. Get that taper down. Get rid of a little bit of the wood here, give me some more room. This one, I think, instead of having the little bulb on the end, I'll just make it taper down and just kind of round off the end. This makes it pretty smooth using the skew this way. Normally I would sand these, but that's not really interesting to watch, so I'll just bring it down here a little bit more. And then I'll come in here. And just keep going until it pops off in my hand. There we go. So there's another one. And let me give him a face real quick. Get a couple eyes here. And his mouth. Oh, forgot the buttons. Gotta give him the black coal buttons there on the front. There we go. And we'll do his nose. Let's see if this one will come out a little bit better. The paint seemed to be a little bit thin last time. Maybe it's a little better. There we go. Just like that. And I'll do the same thing with him. I'll go set him with his face down for a few minutes so that paint can dry. And that's how you make a snowman. Thanks for watching.